Oh no, they're playing the ending song for MLP.
Oh God!
No!
Why'd you have to ruin it for me?
No!
That song made me cry so hard, man.
Everybody.
We are not coping with PCD.
Hey, perfect segue. Hi and welcome to Coping with PCD with Taylor and Company. How's everyone doing today?
Woo!
Good.
Are you committing tax fraud?
Yes.
Hey, I'm a risk taker, but I don't like taking those big risks. So joining me today we have Red Card. Hi, Red Card.
If you don't know who I am, have you been living under a rock all these years?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm tired. I can't word today.
I didn't put a face in his name, okay?
You next?
Oh, me? I am Andy.
Hi, Andy.
I also do YouTube stuff, not the pony variety, but I think you might find it interesting. I am also kind of tired.
Hi, I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina.
I am a marshmallow on the internet that does things. I have this. That's just the scrolling thing that says youtube.com/@yourpaltina. And I also host various panels at conventions, sometimes with Red Card and Company, sometimes with just my goofy ass self. But yeah. We do have some other people joining us. They're running a little late.
They got caught up in other things.
Yeah, they got caught up. So for now, let's just talk about like what it's like to go through PCD.
The big sad.
The big sad, yeah.
After a fun weekend.
I will say, for this being my first Whinny City Pony Con, I have had an absolute blast.
Woo!
Yep.
It's my first con ever, and it's been the best one.
Huzzah! That takes a lot of dedication, and I'm proud of you for coming.
Yeah.
He made me.
Hey,
One of us.
And I made
one of us, one of us, one of us. But yeah, we're happy to have you.
I'm
So-
happy to be here.
Always happy to be here.
Not happy to leave.
Aw.
Yeah, you won't be leaving. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yay!
You're sorry.
No, I'm not. But
It's just gonna be a copy of you like it's the back room.
Put you in the back rooms behind the tent. You know that little area behind the tent?
yeah.
Always remembers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about some of the worst PCD stories. I guess I'll start. The first time that I had really bad post-con depression was after closing ceremonies at BabsCon 2025, the last one.
Oh yeah, that was.
Because when I moved to California in 2023, that was my local con. I'd only gone to Babs 24 and 25 at that point. But let me tell you, seeing the closing ceremony show had me like dead on arrival. And yes, but yeah, I had so much fun that weekend, and knowing that it was like reminiscent of BronyCon 2019 and that we wouldn't have a con like this again, it just hit me like a brick wall that we wouldn't have another con like BabsCon.
Right.
Yeah, and despite everything that happened behind the scenes, it was still a lot of fun. So that much I can say about that. And then the car ride home wasn't any better. I was crying myself to sleep for 3 days straight. It was bad.
We still got a Violet Pony stage out of that.
Oh, yeah, because
Yep.
that was the first time Violet had performed in like a good while too. So yeah, for her to give a proper send off to BabsCon was also really sweet. I wish I went to the concert, but we had to leave like right after closing. There's Bolt.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
Can I move the mic down?
And what's the camera too?
Yeah, watch the camera.
You should probably get rid of all these wires.
Yeah.
I don't know
Nah,
where.
just like move them on the side.
I'll get rid of
Or
them.
just add more.
Yeah, but yeah. Bolt, tell us about yourself. What are you doing? Where are you from?
Okay, so, yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Bolt the Super Pony.
Hi, Bolt. And there's Brass.
Sorry I'm late and I forgot what we were in.
Forgot.
If I had known that you were on this panel, I would have just picked you up because I walked right by you.
I was in the tent, so.
Yeah, no, you were
That's-
saying it. Oh, wait,
that's
wait,
fair.
wait.
I saw you walking.
Yeah, I was walking to get here.
I was sitting there.
Oh, you're sitting there. I sit wherever.
Yeah,
Here?
Just sit wherever.
Yeah, you,
I'll be at the end. I need to run back.
you can also sit here.
I've been on my feet all day. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
I think my one move the camera so they can pick up the brass and bolt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Do
one.
you want me to move it?
You're closest to it. So
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Careful.
Careful that.
Keep going. You're good. You're good. Careful, SpongeBob!
The lid's already open.
There we go.
Now it's my turn.
But yeah, hi everyone. I'm a DJ in the fandom. I also hosted an online radio show on Friday nights on Ponyville FM. And yeah, thank you. Once in a while it bleeds into Ponytown events, which is always fun. And I live like 90 minutes west of here in a little city called Dixon. So this is my home con. And,
Good!
yeah, excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We were just talking about our worst experiences with post-con depression. I was talking about BabsCon 2025 and how emotionally destroyed I was after closing. Like me and Derps can attest. On the car ride home, he was also very, very emotional because it was he had been going since 2019, funnily enough. So yeah, it just hit us like a brick wall, and we wouldn't properly recover until like maybe 2 months later. Do you have one, Red?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I can think of three. One of which was actually BronyCon 2018, right after they announced that that the following year would be the final year of BronyCon.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, BronyCon 2019 is the second one for obvious reasons, knowing that we weren't going to have BronyCon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one was, I think, Everfree Northwest last year, because anyone who's not familiar with this, we had a friend who went by the name Iron Captain 19. She for about Hi Minty.
Hi, Minty.
Hi, Minty.
For
Okay, I'm sorry for being late. Shake Shack was too delicious.
That is a good excuse.
That is a pretty damn good excuse.
I think we might need to move the camera again.
Yeah, we might have to move it again.
Yeah.
We might have to all squeeze in together.
Yeah.
Get comfy.
Alright.
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful,
That's leaning
SpongeBob!
way too far.
Wait, do we have to like tilt this way then for the camera?
You fool!
You guys have to jump and spin around like me.
Ah,
No.
we're dropping things left and right.
Careful.
Careful, SpongeBob!
Oh, we're getting a custom
We're
tripod.
gonna jerry rig this.
Alright.
Well done.
Alright, we should probably continue your story.
But yeah, go. Yeah, continue.
So, what Iron Captain was a friend of ours who had been dealing with a boatload of compounding medical issues for about the course of a year, and during Everfree Northwest, we learned that she unfortunately passed away. And so, and we all felt very close to Iron. She was, she loved MLP, in particular Gen 5. And I don't think that I would be into Gen 5 as much as I am if it weren't for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I think that it was probably best that we did find out while in the company of friends. And so, and when we all dispersed and went home after the con ended, really that's when like the emotion really did show, because at the moment that we found out, because for my hotel room group, we were the majority of us that were staying of us were in the room at the time when we found out, and I had to basically pick everyone back up and tell everyone, hey, we have a job to do here at this con. We still have a lot of panels to run, and Iron would have wanted us to continue on. And so, and we can grieve her loss later, but let's honor her here and now by doing these panels for her. And we did, and when we all went home, we just, I mean, pretty sure a lot of us cried because of not because the con was over, but because, you know, it would be a while before we would see each other, and we had lost a good friend of ours.
Mm-hmm. And I understand that she meant a lot to you and your group. Because
she made us laugh a lot.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. Anytime she was around you, she was like the brightest smile in the room.
Yeah, and I think because I do vlogs, I think our experiences with her when she was with us at convention is pretty well documented. Her last convention, in fact, was actually Whinny City Pony Con, the most recent Whinny City Pony Con in 2024. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And so she was actually supposed to come to Evergreen Northwest that year, and then she said that she couldn't come because there were medical issues had gotten so bad, and she was dealing that for the better course of a year afterwards, and she just was not getting any better, and it's pretty sad, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy knowing that she's in a better place.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't get a chance to know Iron as well as you guys did, but I know that she still would have wanted you to have all the fun that you've been having this weekend, and as well as at the other cons you have planned.
And I think for the most part we did. We laughed and cried throughout the weekend. We still had our fun. We went to a Mariners game, and we had a fun time there. Mariners ended up winning,
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was looking down on us as like, and I think she was saying, "You go have a fun time."
Mm-hmm. And that was also the game where you witnessed Cal Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh's 50th home run that season.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of baseball, sorry to get a little off topic, but last Wednesday, when we all came in, we went to Wrigley. This most recent Wednesday, we on the 3rd, we went to Wrigley Field for my first Major League game since 2018. It was the Cubs were playing the Athletics,
yes.
And we saw Ian Happ record his 1,000th career hit. But unfortunately, it was overshadowed by the fact that we lost.
The Cubs lost in extra innings.
Mm-hmm. And then the very next day, they walked
they
off.
won in a walk-off. The Cubs won in a walk-off.
How ironic.
It was like, why couldn't you do that on Wednesday?
Why could you do that when we were here?
You fool!
You fool!
But yeah, I think that those are 3 instances I think that PCD was the worst for me.
Mm-hmm. Andy, do you have Any stories?
I can think of two. There's the last Babs. That one's easy to explain because that was the first time. Well, obviously, yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Well, it's a little bit nuanced than that because that was actually the first time I went to Babs, but also that was like the first time I met you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's Whinny City 2022. Was that the first one after COVID?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I thought so. Like during COVID, I was isolated in the doors for so long. I lost connections with so many friends, and me going to that con that I've been going ever since like 2016 after so long was just so refreshing. I needed that so much, and and like having that just like end on the final day and just going back to I mean, like, COVID was still kind of going on, so, like, there were some businesses near me that were still, like, I mean, I don't want to say closed, but, like, not packed, I don't know, but, like, having, just going back after, like, being isolated for so long is just, like, I didn't want this to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, COVID kind of, like, messed everyone up, so, yeah, I'm sure, like, going to a con after so long I felt like it's something that everyone needed, so.
And it's crazy to think that the first con before the pandemic was, funnily enough, Harmony Con
2020.
Yeah. God, the con was so much fun. The whole world needed a break. But yeah, Brass, do you have any?
I do, but I'm gonna still my guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit.
I don't think you introduced
Oh yeah, introduce
yeah.
yourself real quick.
No, I don't need to know who I am. I'm just some rando they chose. All right, well,
invite this guy.
yeah. For real. Anyway, I'm Brett Scribe. I'm one of the CGs here. I do like music data stuff. I do music outside the fandom, and I'm a writer. Anyway, con time. So, like I said, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I was actually gonna have talked about Babs too, because that's the one I'm kind of talking about. I honestly did not care for Babs at all. Based on like the drama that was happening, but the event that happened after that, Pinkaboo's Mayhem, that was just one of the greatest moments in like Brony history, where like they literally like they saw like a need. Well, for those who don't know, I should probably say it quickly. Long story short, Pinkaboo, the musician lead, was axed 3 weeks before the con. I'm not gonna necessarily say why or how, that's all speculative now at this point. So all the musicians dropped within hours after that, and it was like a stacked lineup. We had Violet, Odyssey, Mike and Mike made a return after over a decade. They all dropped, and then within 3 weeks, they made a whole new separate thing called Pinkaboo's Mayhem, based on the old like rock show Mayhems that happened after like a couple BronyCons and one Sire Fest or whatever. They did it at the was it Redwood Theater? Yeah, the Redwood Theater, which was about couple miles away, and I swear to God, there was more people there than at BabsCon.
Oh, there definitely was.
Yeah. I was helping Inari to run the merch table, and I did not see any acts until Violet. That's how packed it was, and that's how busy it was. But just seeing everyone come and basically support one person in a way, even though it was a group effort, just for something that was arguably like the like one of the worst times for one person. Yeah. Just that magic alone was amazing, and we're talking about PCD, not the great stuff. Anyway,
Talk about sad things.
Yeah, let's
We're
get
talking
sad.
about coping.
Okay, I guess the sad thing was when it ended, I wanted it to happen like again the next day, pretty much. But it unfortunately was lighting in a bottle, so good things can't necessarily happen twice. It can, but it's kind of rare. But just in that moment, I lived it on for like weeks after that, and I'm like, man, I miss everyone there. I wanted to go back. I love San Francisco so much. Being from Chicago and being like all gray and stuff here, but yeah. So that's my cheat. It's not actually a con, but it is a con. Yeah.
What about you, Bolt?
I was just looking because I was. This is Fox Theater in Regency City.
Fox Theater.
Yeah.
Redwood
Fox
City was
Theater.
a town. That's what it was.
Yeah. So the example that comes to mind for me is actually the T-shirt I'm wearing right now, which is Vancouver Pony Expo. It's a pony convention in Vancouver, Canada.
Richmond, actually. Richmond, BC.
Richmond, you're right. Yes, Richmond, BC. It's kind of like I see it like how people say, "Oh, BabsCon was in San Francisco," but technically it's in Burlingame.
It's in Burlingame, yeah.
No one knows where Burlingame is.
It's right by the airport.
Yes, exactly.
So is Richmond as well.
Yeah, it is. Yes. In fact, actually, the hotel is an airport hotel, so you can catch a free shuttle to the hotel, which is super convenient. But it was. I was racking my brain trying to think of the year. I think it was 2020. Vancouver Pony Expo 2020, which I believe was my first real life convention experience for Vancouver, because I only watched the live stream the year before that, and I had to leave early because I was going to a conference in Washington D.C. So I had to leave on Sunday to be there by Monday. And on the plane, I had so much fun that weekend that on the plane, I, for the first time, broke down in tears, crying for like 20 minutes. Wow. Because of how fun it was and how much I missed everyone there. And I used the internet on the plane to try and like watch the live stream to catch the rest of what was happening. I didn't even make it to closing ceremonies. I'd leave like Sunday, like late morning, early afternoon. And part of the thing that sucked too is I was missing the Sunday night traditions, like going out to dinner with friends and stuff. And I knew I was missing all of that. And like it was such a high that weekend. And yeah, I broke on the plane. Kind of embarrassing to just think that like there's just this. I'm just this one guy who, with no prompting, just breaks down into tears on an airplane. Like, you know, nothing immediately happens. Just thinking about how fun that was. That's probably the worst one I have.
I'm also going to piggyback off of you, Bolt, because after HarmonyCon this year, this most recent HarmonyCon, I also broke down on the plane. Like, heading back home on Monday, me and Derps, it was basically the same thing as BabsCon, except, like, in the middle of the country. So, yeah, for us to have had this most amazing weekend of our lives, only to come back home to reality, that brick wall couldn't.
Reality sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Imagine paying taxes.
But I will say that's arguably a good thing, because that means you had a fantastic time.
Yes.
So,
what about you, Minty?
Introduce yourself.
yeah.
So I'm Minty, fan animator. I'm the guy who worked on
From
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Or Doug SpongeBob.
So, Ciderfest 2025.
So
one of the things I wanted to do for the longest time, I had to cancel like 3 years before doing Ciderfest as a road trip. And I had a new car, and I was thinking, okay, it's 15 hours of driving. I don't have any, I was still unemployed at the time, so I was thinking, you know, it's going to be cheaper to drive, get a cheap hotel on the way there, and complete the route. I was thinking, let's do this. Let's do it as a road trip. And I did realize one big mistake about doing it as a road trip is that you're stuck for 15 hours alone in a car with your own thoughts. And I kept thinking, because we had the memorial to Iron, so I kept thinking of her. And my time with her was very short. The only memory I really have at the convention was the match game at Ciderfest, at BabsCon. And I just, the other memories I already had was when we had the streams where Dewey would watch Pony episodes with her. And since I had lost my job, I just had all the time in the world to doing the streams. And I kept thinking about her, and it was pretty rough after the con on the way back, because I had that, and I also had to deal with lots of rain on the way there. And it was pretty lots of stuff going on. And also the big mistake I made was that I was listening to classic rock music.
No.
Oh no!
You poor bastards.
At one point, one of the things I did was I asked in Taylor's server, like, you know, I'm still driving for a while. Anyone wants to join the call to talk? Because they like, I'm gonna be miserable for the rest of the trip. And text during the call, and we just talked about just religion and all. Well, religion as a concept, and like why would humans go with religion and like all the unexplained things in the world. And I felt bad for him because he couldn't make it to Cyberfest that year because the government shut down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the one thing that broke me at the very end of the trip was, I finally got back home safely. I tell Dak, like, I'm back home. I'm gonna drop my stuff in my apartment. Thank you for the call. I don't press the button to end the call. I press the button to join the chat. But the thing is, that button joins the chat of the call, not the chat of the server. And the last message I saw on there was from Iron. No message, just saying good night.
Hmm.
And oh my god, it was really hitting me. I opened the door and I realized that it had rained the whole day. And I realized like it had stopped raining. Just looked up at the sky. I could see the stars. And then I kept thinking because like the month after I went to the Hard Swing Club and the same car, same kind of ride. There was a car that spun out of control in front of me.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I don't know how I managed to avoid that car. I looked at the footage back and forth, just thinking like there's no way I could have avoided it at all. I keep thinking like maybe Aaron was there, helped me steer. That hurts. The thing I kept thinking of about the harmony is that I have time with my friends. It's limited time. I gotta make it work. I gotta make that time work. Do things I was not expecting to do. Meet people I was not expecting to talk to. Do the kind of things that you think like, oh, it's not the kind of things I've done. Instead of doing the kind of things I always do, let's do unusual things. Let's try to take risks. Let's try to get new memories and take lots of photos to cherish. Sorry, it's heavy.
Mm-hmm. You're good. Has everyone got their stories?
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the biggest things that we kind of have to accept when coming back home to a convention like this is finding ways to keep those memories alive. Like, for example, me and Red Card have our own vlogs of our trips because these cons mean so much to us. They give us a break from our real life.
Yeah.
And they're a way to showcase what life is like when you're surrounded by the best people in your circle. So definitely one of the biggest things that I do when I try to cope with getting back to reality and getting back to normality is going through most of the footage that I record from these cons and panels like these to kind of see what kind of memories were made. Like being up here with you guys has been the big my favorite part of today, really, but getting to do the weakest horse definitely has been the highlight of the con so far.
You are the weakest horse. Goodbye.
But yeah, just going through like photos on your phone or footage from your camera or just really any conversation that you've had with your people is a really good way of keeping those memories.
The one highlight about this con is doing the Choicer horse. That was a real highlight for me, and I can't wait to look back at the footage for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there are many other ways to kind of ease yourself back into the real world. Like for example, when the second that I get home, the first thing I do is hug my boyfriend Derps, who could not make it this year. But I know he would have wanted me to have a lot of fun at this con, and I can say with full confidence that I have, and it's something that he would have wanted.
You ever just eat a bunch of ice cream while laying on a couch.
No, I do that in the shower.
You eat ice cream in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay, that's gross. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not even trying to get it wet. I'm in the corner of the bathtub, just like tears rolling down my face as I like slowly scoop out a thing of cookie dough ice cream, like sobbing uncontrollably.
Okay, cookie
You're
dough ice cream.
channeling your inner rarity.
Yeah.
Except she doesn't do it in the bath.
She brings out her own
Her
drama couch.
Fainting couch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know she doesn't do it in the bath. It's never shown.
Fair.
Yeah, that is true. But what I want to ask you guys up here is, what are some ways that you guys can cope with your depression?
First of all, right after I answer this, I actually do have to go to get ready for the charity auction. But one of the ways that I can, for lack of a better word, unwind after a fun weekend, or cope with post-con depression is, I try to do something that I enjoy doing, or maybe watch a movie that I love, watch a show that I love, or as you mentioned, go through the photos and go through the photos and the videos that I took. The list. Your options are wide open, and so it's like do something that makes you happy.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, if your situation is good, more than likely you're going to get to do something like that. You're going to get to do something like that again, because given how the times are, we all thrive on human interaction, myself especially, because it's not healthy for us to just be by ourselves and do absolutely nothing. You have to be active. You've got to be interacting with people, and so if you can, try to make plans for your next con so you can see people, because that's probably the healthiest thing for you is that human interaction. And with that, I do have to go.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Red Card. We look forward to seeing you at the charity auction.
I hope you don't mind if I steal this seat.
Yeah, of course. So if everyone could just scoot down to your left, one chair. Come on, you'll live. Yeah.
Don't die.
Don't die. It's bad for your health.
Die to get banned from the con.
We're living less time.
Don't die, or they'll bring this family back next year.
The rest of the time.
Oh no! You fool!
This is a tragedy. Alexa plays the scene.
Alexa, play the theme for My Little Pony.
My little
Pony, My Little Pony. Andy, what do you do to try to unwind?
A lot of laying down, but no, really.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also like to look at all the footage. Reminisce about the good times and all that. And if I made any new friends, I add them on Discord. And also existing friends like you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can always chat to them on Discord and all that. So yeah, it does help a lot. So
Yeah. What about you, Brass?
So I'm an interesting case because my life is friend of swear. My life is
It's PG-13 at best. Yeah.
Oh hell. Alright, my life is honestly kind of hell. Just I'm busy. Like, literally after this con, I had like 2 doctor's appointments, I had a date, I had to bring the another like 12-hour shift, and I had to drive home. And I had grad school to do Tuesday, which is going to be great. So, honestly, it's really hard for me to find time to actually do an activity to unwind and not get the PCD. So, I mean, if I can, great. Like, I do like to work out, so that's a great way for me to like reminisce and just like do something with my body.
That's also a good option, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm one of the people who, if I'm feeling sad, I want to feel the healthy thing. Like, and that's just coming because I was very athletic back in the day, so like I still eat like I'm running like a marathon every day. So like it's almost an addiction to that point. I'm trying not to do something like that per se, which would be negative towards me. So like if I'm feeling sad, I'm thinking in general, not just PCD, just like do something positive to fill my brain, like keep it distracting because. Yeah, I mean, remember the good times and whatnot, but I don't want to remember like the sad times. Oh man, it's over. Like, well, who's seen Inside Out, by the way? Yeah. First one, yeah. Where like the happy memories or whatnot, they get tainted by the sadness. Spoiler for those who didn't see. Sorry, I should have said that right away. Well,
You fool!
yeah.
You fool!
I mean, it's what, 10-plus-year-old movie? Anyway.
We'll let it slide.
You're old anyway.
Oh, I got bad news for you.
I know you're old.
33. Way too old. I'm boned.
Wait, are we just saying ages now? Alright, I'm distracted. So, where are we going with this?
Inside Out.
Yeah. Where like obviously the happy memories and whatnot, where Joy doesn't want to be tainted by sadness and whatnot, even though Riley is totally like, I miss this place, I don't know what to do, and not everything sucks. I try and do that. It's in the healthy way, not like the whole like, oh, I want to go back to Minnesota, blah blah blah. So just. Yeah, like I try and remember the good things and put the good things in there too, so I don't have time to think about the sad stuff. So, yeah.
What about you, Bolt?
So I take a completely different approach. But you know, everyone's different, and what works for me or someone else on this panel is not going to work necessarily for you, or it might work for you, and I might work for somebody next to you. What I do is I actually throw myself head first back into like real life, my day job. I try to distract myself and not sit alone with my thoughts for too long. I try to find something else to do, even if it's not like work at my day job. I'll go like take a walk or scroll on Blue Sky or something. And once in a while, if I do that, I'll see posts that people made after the convention of fun things at convention. I can kind of reminisce about the good things that happened at the convention. But basically, I just try to distract myself mentally and know that that's not the last time that's going to happen, that there's going to be another convention, whether that's next year or the next convention. Like it could be a couple months away or 3 months away, and I know that I'm going to see a lot of my friends then again too. Or maybe I'll see different friends that I haven't seen in a while, so I look forward to that. So distract myself mentally and reminisce on Blue Sky, and then look forward to the convention that's coming next, and know that just because the convention week is over doesn't mean it's all over.
Yeah.
There's going to be
What about you, Minty?
I usually brainstorm ideas for next panels for other conventions. For example, I was thinking of it, actually that was after a convention, when I got the idea for So You Think You Can Draw. Because I was thinking of when I saw a couple of people doing a drawing panel. I was thinking like, it's really cool to see artists really good at drawing. What if that office, or at least people who don't have experience drawing, had to draw? Like, how entertaining it would be. Sometimes it's ideas for projects. Sometimes it's literally just a thing you could do in like 3 days that could just get you something that you do to just show the moment. Of course, staying in contact with people from the con, just saying, hey, it's been nice meeting you in a different situation than just text or just a call. And it is suggest like, what's your next con? Like, what kind of stuff would we do at a different con? Sometimes I get, oh, I'd love to do this convention. For example, right now, as a pitching for 45 movie, like, what if we could get the algorithm to compete against software as well? Because they really, they're both very, very experienced with film. Like they'd be like best competitors. They'd be very, heated competition. So like, that's an idea. Then it can take other ideas like, what can they do to a convention to make it different from everything else? Because I was looking at Choco's history of convention panel. Choco was talking about how some innovations were taught between conventions. For example, the multi-track convention set. How that was an innovation from before. There's cosplay. And everything the thing that I did myself that I was really proud of that felt completely different from the years before. And I was like, what can I do next? Because there's always a next convention.
So the thing that's been in the back of my mind this whole time is don't get sad, just do conventions, get ready for next convention.
Yeah. So TLDR, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Let's see, how much time do we have? We have about 20 minutes, so what we're gonna do, actually, 1 second, we're going to open up the floor for you guys to share your own experiences with post-con depression and how you guys try to unwind after a really fun weekend. So if you have any stories or questions pertaining to post-con depression, please feel free to say it out loud. So we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I didn't really experience post-con depression at Ciderfest last year because, well, firstly, that was my first convention ever, and I got to meet you, Andy, and everybody else at that convention. But it was really eye-opening to finally see a glimpse of the Brony fandom in person, for the first time ever, beyond a couple of friends of mine over in Wisconsin and all that. And the reason why I feel like I didn't really get post-con depression is because I knew I was going to be back at either here at Whinny City or Ciderfest. And in many ways, here at Whinny City, I felt like that it's been a continuation of Ciderfest. Not just another convention to go to. This is a continuation of it. And Ciderfest will be another continuation of my experience in the Brony. That's been my way of coping, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the first time I think I truly experienced post-con depression, I said this earlier, but this was, it was a BronyCon 2019. It was the first time I really got to experience a pony convention in person. Prior to that, I've only ever seen videos and clips and streams from BronyCon and Everfree Northwest. Those were some of the biggest cons at the time. I had always wanted to go, but the problem was I was 16 and autistic as hell. So I didn't have a way of getting there myself. So the only feasible way I could go is to convince my dad to at least take me for a day or so, just so I can experience it properly. Thankfully, for BronyCon, he was kind enough to let me have the experience I didn't have 2 or 3 years prior. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then the car ride home, because I'm originally from Baltimore, so it was a little more bittersweet to have attended the last BronyCon, being born from the city where it was founded. So yeah, it was a hard hitter for me, but it was still a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of my friends at the time, a lot of cool people, and I would never take that for granted.
Okay, so I've got two. So I've been coming to Whinny since 2017. That was my very first one ever. And I definitely cried at closing ceremonies then because of just everything that happened that weekend. And actually, I told Charlie at closing that it was the best weekend of my life. So that's why this con means so much. I mean, not as close as my home, but it means a lot because of that. And I feel like every year that I come, it gets a little bit easier to cope with the fact that it comes to an end. It's just so, or you know, a lot happens during the weekend, and it goes so fast. But it's getting a little easier for that. The best way really that I cope with it really is just listening to pony music. Like that's what I do when I come back. Whether it's my own, I've been creating in 2019 myself, or just someone else's. It just really helps, you know, as long as I'm still in it. Yeah, you're going back to reality, but at the same time, you're still reminiscing by being in the moment of it all. So that always helps. And then the other thing, like my day job, I've been at Walmart for 15 years, close to my hometown.
Wow.
They don't mind that I'm a grown-up. Like they've embraced it, and that's what I really love about it. Not just that I love doing what I do, working in electronics, but they embrace it. And interestingly enough, for at least a few years, what I did in the department was that like I gave the department a nickname. We were the Walmart Wonderbolts. I'll show you guys something. So I assigned everybody had their own Wonderbolts.
Show that to the camera.
Yes. So let me show you this. So there is what I made for everybody. I was my favorite.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see that.
Yeah.
It's over here.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
That is so cool. Yeah, no, that camera's out. But yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah. So that went on for a while. So everybody had their own. I just based on their personalities mainly, but yeah, I always love Solon. He was always with me. So everyone had their own. So I just love how my job is just embrace, because I always love telling my coworkers, you know, what I've done on the weekend. So and they love it.
Yeah.
Can I tell us a late tangent story?
Yeah, go for it.
So I had a boss at a previous job whose name was Celeste. And when the CEO first introduced her, the CEO and her was going to be my manager. I'm like, Celeste. At the very end of the season, she was at a amusement park. I told her, I confessed to her, I was like, I had to hold myself back from calling you Celestia, and I told her about, you know, the character show, and I showed her like a picture of Celestia. She looks at it and goes, wow, I'm hot. Yeah. I love it.
On the topic of Celestial, so my mom, she has cats, she always has cats. While like years ago, she adopted a cat named Pluto, and she has another cat, and unfortunately, the other cat, Suki, just died suddenly, and she was heartbroken, and at some point, she just randomly sent a message like, "Oh, I adopted a new cat." She was like abused, well, let's say abused, like a neglectful household, but she adopted a cat, and she said like, "Welcome, Celestio." And I keep thinking like, because my mom, like, I introduced her to the show because I like the show, and she. For long, it's like she was not too interested until I told her, like, you know, there's like 9 seasons if you want anything to do to watch, because she has since retired. And now the thing is that now that she has a cat named Celestia, all I hear is her boyfriend saying, "Celestia, get down. Celestia."
The next cat has got to be named Hayden.
Oh man, does anyone else have anything to share?
From the last running on,
By the way, raise of hands. Who actually went to the last BronyCon?
I wish.
Did you feel the same level of despair despair I went through after closing?
Well, during closing, they played like a video of like all the concerts and everything that was going on, and like 2 screens and stuff, and I just remember like seeing my face in there like a few times, you know, in the background. It was just really cool. So
They played credits at the very con too, which was really.
well, and I remember leaving the con and people. Like when you go outside or whatever, there was somebody people waving the Westwood flag.
I saw that.
Everybody was yelling like Pony Con. And I remember leaving and seeing like somebody pulled up with like a Rainbow Dash car. Like it was all like it had wings on the side of it and everything. Like it had the cutie mark back by where the gas thing was. It was just like this big blue car. But they sold an actual functioning like party cannon at the charity auction.
Oh wow.
It was signed by I really like the what was it, the Declaration of Independence signed by like who's the guy M.A. Larson, like his big signature on it. It says yay on it or whatever.
Yay.
Yeah, that was good.
I also remember at BronyCon the slogan that people kept saying was, anyway, come to TrotCon.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so funny. And COVID happened, so that TrotCon got canceled.
Anyway, don't come to TrotCon.
Yeah, COVID was just like, oh no. Anyway, last week.
So BronyCon 2019.
Yeah. Some people put together a memorial and added to it at the weekend. My mom with a big app. And I was like, I know this reference. I'm part of the crowd and like kneel down and press enough to pay respect. And I got curious and I said to no one in particular. Somebody hugged me and just someone like randomly came by. And I was like, only on the BronyCon or PonyCon, I think, could I do that? And there was another bit where I was in main event. It was, maybe I was, it was getting close to the end of the con, whatever exactly I was there for. And, I was starting to cry, and there was this woman behind me. I think she was with her daughter who was a brony, and the woman was just like, I don't know, I'm taking my kid along, I have a teenage daughter. So, I'm starting to cry, and the woman tries to be sympathetic, and she says, don't cry, bronies don't cry. And I turned around and said, in tears, no, bronies cry, and we're not ashamed of it. And the girl goes, yeah, Mom.
Wow.
How old was she? I would say 16. Okay. Yeah. She probably heard of the last few seasons and decided to go to the con.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to get into. It's so amazing that the younger generation is only now finding out about the show and is like really getting invested in it. Like you mentioned earlier, there are a bunch of teenagers and young adults nowadays that are just now finding the show and finding a sense of comfort in it, and that's what gives me the most hope in this fandom.
Thank you, TikTok, I guess.
Thank you, TikTok. Shout out TikTok.
Probably helps that there's nothing else that's good on TV right now.
That is true.
That's not a
Give it time.
So I have a panoramic image of there's a lion from the vendor hall in 2019 that's going.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to get it.
I remember how long vendor hall was.
Show it to the camera, too.
Oh my god.
So this is from the top of the escalator. This line is going from here to
Right over there.
Okay. So this line is going from, that's the vendor hall down there.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
going all the way out there and around.
Oh my god.
It was huge.
Yeah, I can attest. The vendor line was probably the vendor hall line at BronyCon was probably the longest line I'd ever seen.
The Anthology line.
Oh yeah, that was pretty long too.
I get that one since I work at Anthology.
Oh, that is true.
I just get tickets that I was a sponsor. It's the only convention I've ever sponsored to be able to get the line and it's so worth it.
This reminds me of, before my first BronyCon, my dad, he heard that I was going to give a presentation at the convention. He didn't think convention, he taught conference. So he told me, you're going to need a suit. I was telling my dad, no, I'm not. And he was trying to push me. And my mom had to explain to him, no, that's not that kind of conference.
He's done the power move just came in suit anyway.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
You with the quotes. You stink. Shout out Bernie April. I saw your hand in the back. Yeah, I saw your hand earlier. Oh, yeah, well, welcome. Oh, well, welcome.
Is it the first con?
First convention ever.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome aboard.
Welcome to the nerd. You're now here forever.
And now you can't leave.
That's my 54th convention.
Wow.
Yes. Okay.
This is, funnily enough, only my 7th pony convention overall. Yeah. Since 2019, mind you. I've been to BronyCon 2019, Babs 24, and 25. The 2 most recent Harmony Cons, Ciderfest 25, and now this.
I think this is number 11.
If you want to keep memories, like I have written every single convention as the locations. If I rent a panel, if I have a badge, and if I was a community guest, what kind of car or what kind of vehicle I used to get there, the location, the day, and for some of them I also have some notes, like the premiere of my first movie project, Con. I also included the conventions.
So if you're an Excel spreadsheet nerd, that's a good way to come with PCD.
Well, I like to remind you, this is a pony fandom which has a lot of people in Spectrum. So
Yeah.
you have Spectrum reputation.
Yeah. I use nerd in a complimentary sense, not in a negative.
We're all nerds.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
We have about. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
When was the first time of your 54 convention?
BronyCon 2013.
Wow.
Just to give you a bit of a challenge, that was my first convention and also my first panel.
Wow. Yeah.
The only reason I managed to do that convention was telling my parents, well, they invited me to do a panel, so I gotta go. And then my parents was like, there's no way you're driving to Baltimore in Europe. We're bringing you. And, well, I lived to visit Baltimore while I was having a good time of my life. I tried to visit the way back. There was like, there's no way that's happening again. And then, like 3 months later, I did Canterlot in Toronto, and that was a bit smaller, but it was so high.
We are down to about 5 minutes left of our time. So if we can have one more person who has a story, feel free to share, and then we'll wrap things up here.
I did take a lot of pictures at the last BronyCon, and this is the Rainbow Dash car.
Oh wow, that actually looks really cool.
Show it to the camera.
Look right here, it's a Mustang.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And in the window you can see there's a Rainbow Dash
Oh, nice.
We love seeing plushies on card or dash.
Yes, we do.
Perfectly fitting for Rainbow.
So they sold this crystal heart at the charity auction with a bunch of.
Oh wow, that looks so pretty.
There was a banner. There's
And it just ended up fitting.
Oh, that's fair.
There's Andrea Livens on the functioning party cannon. Like there it is.
Wait, that's a real party cannon?
Yeah, and I think on the last day they shot it and used it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't forget,
Do you remember how much that sells for? It's got to be at least 4. I was about to say at least 4 or 5 figures.
Yeah. Then they had there's a video of Sweetie Bot. There was a little Sweetie Bot.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that in the vendor hall a couple times. Yeah.
Aren't they still building on that too?
I think they just recently finished.
There's a
Yeah.
picture of the memorial with the F. There was a guy there reading a eulogy, he had a paper and he was reading it. There's BronyCon 2011, 2019. I just have lots of pictures on here. Oh yeah, so Endgame happened that year, and And so I went to Star-Lord, that was my cosplay there or whatever, and so like somebody came as like a Thanos and stuff, and I was like him down. Like,
Was that the Thanos that had the hyper-realistic Infinity Gauntlet?
yeah.
I saw that guy maybe a dozen times on both the first and last day.
But there's some pretty amazing cosplays there. There's like a May from Overwatch. There was this one.
Yeah, that one's nice.
At least, even though, at least with this convention, there's going to be a next year. BronyCon ended, but at least we know this convention is going to be a next year.
Yeah.
So there's something to look forward
There's
to.
me holding a portal gun signed by Gladys.
That's really cool.
Wait, Gladys is real?
Gladys is real. That's cool. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today. So I would like to thank my panelists here, Minty Root, Bolt, Brass Scribe, Endy, and Red Card for a brief period. Thank you so much for coming out to Coping with PCD. I'm Tina. We will see you at the charity auction.